Greetings and salutations, motherfucker. All I have to say is, okay, let me first start off with the story before I tell you how I feel. Basically, I want you to think about a pastor and a kid, you know, and let's say this kid was asking some questions of said pastor. A few more than the pastor wanted to ask. Wanted to ask of him. And, maybe the pastor had a few drinks too many. And, well, bitch gets punched, I guess. And then imagine this pastor being bold, and I use that word incredibly loosely here, because that's how it should be. He decides to tell it as part of his homily thing, whatever. It's been a while since I've actually been to a church. Being a Christian, bad Christian, that's what I should be called, bad Christian, not Pandora the Eclectic. But, if you go to a church, to, his congregation, everything, blah, 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 and he talks about this story, and he says, instead of, well, I let my temper get the best of me, this was all God's fault somehow. Just magically all God's goddamn friggin' fault. Okay, normally I don't give a fuck. I mean, I do care about this kid because, yeah, I try to imagine if that was me at a certain age and I had talked to this pastor and asked him one too many questions, what would have happened to me? Seeing that I have a lot of health issues and problems. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was quite polite and reasonable as a child, but I would probably say I did my best not to be an annoying child. However, what the fuck was this pastor even thinking? Just punching a kid. Punching a goddamn kid in the face, and then saying, well, that's what you get for tempting God. Let that sink in. Just let that sink in. And then I really gotta talk about the Pope Francis thing. But yeah, actually I'm gonna talk about both. Um, Pope Francis, oh my freaking god. To be honest, I don't like either of these people. I really don't like the priest. But, I'm gonna tell a story. I guess, according to what I've heard, Pope Francis feels that, we have freedom of speech, but once you start mocking another religion, even though technically Charlie Hebdo wasn't mocking their religion, and hey, the Muslims weren't the only ones. Everyone's religion got mocked, and yet there was no fire. We Christians didn't get all like, damn Charlie Hebdo, we're gonna kick your ass. We didn't do that. And if anything, if we did, it was social satire. It was probably more like, okay, you have Jesus Christ fucking a little kid or something. To symbolize how this is what Jesus would have wanted and would have wanted us to do to those poor little boys. He's up there. And I wouldn't have been offended. I would have been like, yeah, I know, really. Okay. But I guess it's because I can look at that and kind of see what they're trying to do. And because it's actually kind of intelligent. I mean, yes, it's nasty, it's horrible. Because, yeah, what they're doing up there is kind of, I don't know, kind of nasty and horrible. What do you think? But for some goddamn reason, yeah, let's incite a war. Yeah, that's what we Christians should do. Not really. And, of course, but, yeah, we shouldn't do that. Oh, no, no. And the Muslims get all pissed. That's something else I'm going to talk about, but not in this video. Just about the simulation. I want you to understand, the reason why I tie these two together was basically, religion is almost like the way that pastor is handling things. Anytime a religion nowadays is questioned or satirized or made fun of, oh my god, everyone loses the goddamn shit and says, this isn't fair, you horrible assholes, and blah 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 blah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's atheists that have been questioned on their atheism, but I pretty much think, hey, at least you can defend your reasons to be an atheist a hell of a lot better than these assholes can defend their beliefs, because it's kind of, I don't know, given to us. Heck, I think the only thing I said about my personal religion is probably what most Christians have said about their religion. Okay? I can definitely say, yeah, my position on religion is that I really don't know if there's a God. I believe in a God, but I can't really prove the existence of him. And I'm not going to try to force it on anyone else. Then, I think that's probably okay. I could probably say, yeah, I'm probably more of an agnostic Christian. And is that a bad thing? No, but I can probably assume if I'm a Christian and I'm, whether I'm the hardcore, no heavy metal, and, you can't, we can't eat lambs cooked in their mother's milk. If there is a God, that's the first thing I'm asking. Like, God, yeah, just why? That doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I guess back then, since it wasn't pasteurized or something, maybe they just thought it was a bad idea. I was thinking, let's see, meat and dairy just doesn't sound, well, to borrow a word from the Jews, kosher. Okay? Let's see. Just out of curiosity, that's another thing. A lot of religions were probably mocked. Yeah, I could probably do some research, but we didn't start any wars. We didn't do anything to cause any problems. However, the people who are working there, which I think some of them might have been Muslims, but of course, because they're Muslim and how it says in the Quran, you're not supposed to do that. I learned this from Mr. Epsilon. That you're not supposed to, I guess, leave your stated home, or, I guess if I practice Islam, or some Islamic practices or whatever, I would be in lots of trouble. Because, oh, well, as a woman, I'm supposed to be all covered up like so, and you can only see my eyes. And even then, oh, my hands are showing. You're not supposed to see that either. And part of my hair is probably showing, so now you guys got a little bit of, pretty in your face. And so, whatever. However, I mean, I understand there's a certain point, but something? I still believe in freedom of speech, and it's okay. And if anything, Like I said, I'm doing the mocking, drawing Muhammad Day. Hey, heck, I'll probably do that tonight, because I did promise you I was going to do it this week. Because, like I told you, I'm starting a job, so, eh. Um, so I probably will be drawing Muhammad. I'm sure in some way this will get me in trouble, but you know something? I think some people will understand that I'm not doing this because I absolutely despise Islam. No, I'm doing this because, frankly, these people have gone a little out of hand, and maybe they deserve to be mocked just a little. And maybe they're not being mocked because, oh, we hate the Islamic people. No, it's because you're ruining our country. It's the same way as if I mocked Barack Obama. It's fine. Now, the only reason why they can't do that is in France they don't have freedom of speech. So, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of countries, they don't have that like we have here. Which is sad, but it's still one of those, like, it's a goddamn cartoon. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are groups here who get a little, you know, talking about us black people, women, well, pretty much everyone gets a little iffy about it, even though I'd probably say most of the 1940s cartoons really, I mean, they might have mocked men, but, like, issues with the wife and stuff like that. Sometimes dad issues, but, when I say dad issues, I mean, like, not daddy issues, I mean dad issues, like, dad is a horrible father and is a complete idiot kind of thing. Hey, yeah, I've seen those plenty of times. Or we'll say it's a boy, or his son, and the son is a complete idiot. And love him, but idiot. But yeah, I gotta say, yeah, it's not. If anything, I'm starting to get the idea that a lot of this must have been satire, but oh, it offends us. We forget. We live in a country of freedom of speech. Heck, some of that might have been not so much us thinking, yeah, it was okay for us to mock black people. No, it might have actually been satire, or looking at this situation where black people were being mistreated, and yet for some reason the Ku Klux Klan was allowed to do whatever they wanted to them. It was to get out about oppression and mistreatment. Maybe in a mocking sort of way we didn't like, and I can understand if you plain didn't like it, but it wasn't about liking it or enjoying it. It was about the about America today and what's going on in it. Because I believe Langston Hughes himself said, and I believe he's black, basically said if he didn't critique America, it would not be a real American. So, yeah. I think if you love France, you should have all the right to critique France. So yeah, fuck the Pope, fuck that pastor that punched that kid, and double fuck anyone who comes down on freedom of speech. We're all getting fucking tired of it. It is stupid and is not getting anywhere to take that away. Learn to deal, or get the fuck out. That's how I'm starting to get to it. But anyways, I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but thank you for watching. If you wish to subscribe, go right here. Go ahead. Man, the stupid button moved. Go down here. Click like, share on any social network that is available, and keep it frosty, motherfuckers.